Hi, good morning. Welcome to day 25 of Science Challenge. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to have a look at something called a Cartesian Diver. You might have made one of these at school, or you might have seen one made on the internet. You could do a little bit of research about them. I'm going to give you a few different ways in which you could make a Cartesian Diver, so hopefully everybody should be able to do it. Okay, so normally the kind of traditional method is you always need a plastic bottle which is full to the brim of water with a good seal with a lid. Okay, so I've chosen this one. I'm also going to be needing probably a funnel and another bottle of the same size, because I will inevitably have to empty this bottle a few times in order to get my Cartesian Diver to work. And so rather than wasting the water and filling it up new every time, what I do is I normally just pour it into this bottle, sort out my diver, and then try again. Okay, so 2 bottles of a similar size probably with a funnel will be helpful for you making it. You're also probably going to need a towel, okay, because it can get a little bit messy. You might want to even do it outside. And a couple of other things. So you're going to need a pen lid. Now, the traditional method of making a Cartesian Diver used to use pen lids that didn't have a hole in them. Okay, now pen lids these days always have a hole in them to avoid babies from eating them and choking on them. Okay, so pen lids have a hole in them now. So it means that they don't work for a Cartesian Diver, because what we need in our Cartesian Diver is a little bubble of air. Okay, so what we're going to do is adapt a pen lid to give it a bubble of air. Okay, so what I've also got is a piece of bubble wrap. Now I've got bubble wrap with big bubbles. Okay, I'm sure if you've got bubble wrap with small bubbles, that will be fine. You might have to either use 2 bubbles or just experiment. Try a few different things to see if you can get it to work. Okay, so what I've got here is a pen lid, a bubble, and a bit of blue tack. Okay, so I've made one already. What I've done is I've stuck my bubble onto my pen lid. Okay, and then I put a big piece of blue tack on the bottom of my pen lid, which will give it the right density in order for it to be just floating. I want it to just be floating. Bearing in mind it's got this big bubble on, it will want to float. Okay, it's a little bit like a life jacket for a pen lid. Okay, so that's what I've done. Okay, so now I'm going to put this in. Now you're seeing the end of this. It's taken me probably about 20 minutes to get my pen lid to the right amount of blue tack on my pen lid. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to pop it into your bottle. Okay, as you can see, mine floats, so it needs to float. Pop your lid on. Okay, and then if I squeeze the bottle, the pen lid should drop. Let's hope. There we go. Okay, so my Cartesian Diver is perfectly weighted. If I let go, it rises to the surface again. If I squeeze, I have to squeeze quite hard, it drops. Okay. You probably won't get this first time. You might need to add more blue tack. If you're finding that when you squeeze, it's not going down, add more blue tack to make it a little bit heavier. Okay. If you're finding that it's sinking straight away, you need to add less blue tack. The best way to deal with this, I find, is to tip it out into the funnel. If you can get your diver out without making too much of a mess, brilliant. If not, you'll have to empty your bottle, get your diver out, and then refill it. Okay, use the same water over and over again. Okay, so that's my Cartesian Diver using a pen lid, a bubble from bubble wrap, and some blue tack. Right, there is a slightly easier way to do it if you've got the right thing. We'll leave that one there. Just check it still works. If you fill your bottle right up to the top, it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, okay, that diver's still working. Right, I've got one that I made earlier. If you've got at home any sachets of tomato ketchup or soy sauce or barbecue sauce or maybe even vinegar, I don't know, you'd have to try. You can use that instead. Okay, so you can see here, if I give it a good squeeze, I've got a Cartesian Diver using my barbecue sauce. I don't know what's wrong with this one, it just won't seem to float. But initially, my barbecue sauce was sinking, okay? But what I did was I added some salt into my water, which made the density of my water a little bit higher, which then eventually meant that my barbecue sauce floated. Okay, so I just kept adding salt until the barbecue sauce floated. Okay, so you might need to do that if your barbecue sauce or your ketchup or whatever doesn't float to start with. So if you've got a sauce sachet at home, give it a go with one of those. If not, try the pen lid. If you've got one without a hole in, brilliant. Use that, will be much, much easier. If your pen lid's got a hole in, strap it a little bubble onto it using sellotape and add some blue tack to it, and then you'll make your Cartesian diver. It's all to do with buoyancy, okay? So the bubble of air, when you squeeze the bottle, that air compresses, which reduces the buoyancy of your Cartesian diver, which means that it sinks. Okay, do a bit of research on it, find out about it, but it's a really nice little experiment. Good luck.